How to fix unable to request taxi after landing. Welcome back to Teknobalta. If you are playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and finding yourself unable to request a taxi after landing, you are not alone. Our team tested this extensively and discovered multiple reasons why ground services might become unresponsive. Let's dive deep into a comprehensive list of solutions to restore your post-flight communications. First, we found that not every airport in the game has an active ground unit. If you are flying into a smaller or less equipped airfield, ground services simply will not respond because they do not exist at that location. In these cases, unless you are using a network like VATSIM, you will just have to park wherever you see fit. Next, ensure you have completely vacated the active runway before attempting to contact ground control. The simulator's logic dictates that ATC will only offer ground frequency options once your aircraft crosses the hold short line. If your tail is still lingering on the runway, the taxi option remains hidden. Check your radio frequencies to ensure they are properly tuned to the ground channel. Sometimes the automatic frequency switching fails upon landing, leaving you stranded on the tower frequency. Manually tuning your COM1 radio to the correct ground frequency often triggers the taxi request prompt. Verify your aircraft's electrical state after touching down. If you accidentally switched off the main battery or the alternators during your rollout procedures, your radios will lose power. Restoring power to the Avionics bus is essential for restoring communication with the tower. At Teknobalta, we noticed that custom third-party airport add-ons sometimes lack properly configured taxiway links. If the creator did not program parking spots or taxi nodes, the in-game ATC cannot calculate a route for you. Try landing at a default Asobo airport to see if the problem persists. Try toggling the AI pilot radio communications setting on and off. Navigate to the Flight Assistant menu, enable AI communications for a few seconds, and then disable it again. This simple reset forces the simulator to refresh the ATC menu state. If you are using real-world traffic or heavy multiplayer settings, the ground frequency might be overloaded with AI requests. Pausing the simulation, turning off multiplayer traffic in the data settings, and resuming can free up the channel. This allows your personal taxi request to process without interference. Clear the Microsoft Flight Simulator rolling cache. A corrupted rolling cache can cause scenery desyncs, which in turn breaks the ATC's awareness of your location on the tarmac. You can delete and rebuild this cache easily from the data menu in the general options. Check your Navigraph data or default Navblue cycle for updates. Outdated navigational data can cause discrepancies between the airport layout and the ATC logic. Keeping your AIRAC cycles up to date ensures ground control knows exactly where the parking gates are located. Ensure your ground speed has dropped below 20 knots. The simulator may still register your aircraft in a landing phase if you are taxiing too fast immediately after exiting the runway. Slowing down to a safe taxi speed often prompts the ATC window to update its available commands. Switch your ATC text-to-speech settings from Azure to offline, then back to Azure. Occasionally, the cloud-based voice servers experience momentary disconnections that freeze the ATC dialog tree. Cycling this setting forces a local refresh of the communication scripts. Inspect your community folder for conflicting mods or old livery packs. We have confirmed that certain outdated aircraft mods can interfere with core simulation scripts, including the ATC system. Temporarily renaming your community folder allows you to test the simulator in a pure vanilla state. Reset your SimConnect connections if you are using external tools like NeoFly or Volanta. External applications constantly querying the simulator's data can sometimes lock up the internal radio variables. Closing these apps and restarting them can free up the internal communication pathways. Open the in-game VFR map and verify your exact location relative to the airport boundary. In some photogrammetry areas, the designated airport boundary is much smaller than the physical visual of the airfield. You must be fully inside this invisible boundary to trigger ground services. Try changing your radio panel to COM2 instead of COM1. In specific complex third-party aircraft, the primary radio might become bugged after a long flight due to memory leaks. Switching to the secondary radio and dialing the ground frequency can bypass this limitation. Turn on the taxi ribbon in the assistance options to check if the game even recognizes a valid path. If the ribbon fails to generate, the airport's node system is broken for your current aircraft size. A heavy airliner cannot request a taxi to a gate if the airport only has small general aviation ramps. Check for corrupted save files or flight plans if you loaded a saved situation rather than starting a fresh flight. Saved flights often fail to properly load the active ATC state variables upon resuming. Starting a brand new flight from the world map is the most reliable way to ensure ATC functions correctly. Change your aircraft's designated call sign and flight number in the customization menu before launching the flight. We discovered that certain special characters or overly long call signs can break the ATC text parser upon landing. Sticking to standard alphanumeric characters prevents script errors. Verify the integrity of your game files through Steam or the Xbox app. Missing core library files directly impact how the simulator handles backend logic, like air traffic control. A quick verification ensures all required scripts are present and uncorrupted. Beyond simulator-specific fixes, maintaining your overall system health is crucial for preventing backend logic errors. We highly recommend running a system file checker scan by opening command prompt as an administrator and typing sfc/scano. This tool repairs core Windows files that might be causing silent conflicts with your game. Finally, ensure your dedicated GPU graphics drivers are fully up to date via the NVIDIA app or AMD Adrenalin. Outdated drivers can cause micro-stutters that disrupt the simulator's internal tick rate, leading to delayed or missing UI elements like the ATC window. Performing a clean installation of your graphics drivers provides the most stable environment. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.